So, this is not a podcast episode. We'll introduce ourselves. I'm JD the Media Jack. That is James the Carberry 80. And this is on Castberry TV as well as my main channel and on Twitch. And the comments and the live feed, the live chat is open. And if you would like to take part in this just random conversation that you and I, James and I, are about to have, feel free. I wanted to just kind of sit down and just chat it up a bit. This is a twofold thing. One, an opportunity to catch up with my buddy James, and also two, it's become clear that my main channel, the Media Jack, is becoming less about video games and more about IRL, more about just chatting with people. And I've been looking forward to just doing this and hanging out. So here we are. So you were, I just, first of all, I want to catch up. Like you weren't feeling the greatest. It was like last week.
Enterovirus.
Yeah.
So they were like, just drink plenty of fluids and give me no medicine or nothing. So I was just like, okay, well, I guess it's kind of a waste of time. But yeah, they had me sitting back in the office for like 40 minutes. And I was like, part of me was like, I'm half tempted to just open the door and be like, hey, take care of me.
I'm fucking still here.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, shit.
yeah, I'm feeling better. I took one of my friends, we took Miranda out driving more today, and we went and got wings and fries, and then she wanted ice cream from a local ice cream place we got here.
Yep.
So I got some. The one thing that sucks about having a beard is trying to eat ice cream.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Because my mustache is so long, and then like this here, I literally had to lean over just so it wouldn't get everywhere. So I'm just hunched over, just numbling on my ice cream.
That's funny. Well, I'm glad you're feeling
Yeah.
better. Being sick sucks, honestly.
Yeah, especially when you're working too, because
Yeah.
that's like the worst of both things. If you don't feel good and you're stuck there.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you're basically just stuck dealing with the situation, which can make a good day bad and a bad day worse, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I wanted to go over a couple of fun topics. This kind of was inspired by the radio show that I have. Anyone who is unfamiliar, I am a radio show host. That's my 9 to 5. I do a wide variety of other things. And I had this great topic inspired by a different radio station in New Zealand. And it kind of got me thinking about just like some of these wild stories that people have experienced when at work. And so I wanted to share like work horror stories or bad days at work or something like that. And James knows this. I'm 45 years old. At the end of the month, I'll be 46. I have had a stupid amount of jobs. And not all of them great. Surprisingly, I've only ever been fired 3 times. But I've had a stupid amount of jobs, and I've got like so many different stories about those jobs. And I wanted to go over and just share a few of them. But like, do you have a story that you would like to share of just like a bad day at work or a work horror story or anything like that?
I mean, I have a couple.
Yeah.
Mostly it's like people making out to seem like I'm a racist.
Yeah. What the hell is
That,
that?
dude, okay, so this different times.
Okay.
I'll go over the most recent one because it was like most I can remember it a little bit better. So I work for an auto shop, auto parts store.
Yeah.
So
It shall go unnamed.
yeah, I'll go on name just in case I don't like it. But the way the warranty, because this woman came in, she wanted some new brake pads. So like, okay, she didn't have them off. she didn't have them. They were still on the car. And the way the warranty works is either you buy a new set, come back with your money back, or if you have them off, you do that.
Mm.
So when I was explaining it to this woman, she goes, no, this is not happening. Like, so you got, and she was like, you need to treat your black customers better. I'm going to go to the black insert store name here. And it's just like, I just trying so hard not to laugh.
Mm.
Because I'm like, why does this always happen to me? I get like the craziest ones that come in, and I have to roll with it. And it's become a recurring joke at the store now, where it's like, oh, you need to treat your black customers, James. You're just being a big racist. It was like, and it was weird because like, and then she was going to leave. I was like, okay, have a good day. I just kept saying that, and she goes, okay, and then she yells, you need to take a bath because you fucking stink. And I was like,
Oh my god.
I'm like, guys, you would tell me if I stink, right? And they go, yeah. I was like, okay, because I try to keep hygienic when I'm at work because I sweat and everything. So, and then my district manager calls
Mm.
about 10 minutes later, and they're like, okay, and someone answered it before me, and they're like, okay, yeah, talk to you. Okay, I said, all right. So I said, hey, my boss. She goes, what happened? And I explained to her everything I just said. And at the end of it, she goes, no, she doesn't get to do that.
Well, yeah.
Okay, bye. Like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not just making this up. And then the other time, there was, well, excuse me there. Another time a couple came in. This was like a year or so ago,
Mm.
and they wanted a battery. Well, they've swapped this battery out like 5 times, and there was no warranty left.
Wait, 5
wasn't even
times
the
in
same-
the time period of what?
of like a couple years. So
Still,
like at
that's
that point,
a lot.
that's a lot. Yeah, and now we have longer warranties. But back then, the longest was like 3 years.
Right.
About a year ago. So I was like, okay, there's nothing left. There's just cord chargers on batteries, which are usually like $22
Right.
American.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I was being all nice with them. We had a line of customers that could defend me. Because apparently I was being a gigantic racist when I was talking to them and calling me and rationally like a normal
Right.
human.
Because that's something we've already established.
Yes. So it's just like, I was just like, well, I can't really just give you. They wanted a new $200+ battery for free. They just expected me to just hand it to them.
No.
I can't do that. I would lose my job.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I was like, well, I can't just give you a free battery. Well, what I can do, this can be used for your cord charge, and I'll give you 10% off, just to try and be nice, and try to get some type of outcome for this.
Mm.
And they're just like, nuh-uh, this ain't working right for me. We'll be back. And then they email corporate saying that if my skin was Caucasian, I would get treated better.
Oh my god.
Yeah. As soon as I saw that, I was like, fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself. Like, really. Like, I hate when people do that. And then it kept going on, and it was like, this battery was for my car for my handicapped son.
Mm. Which
I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to know
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
Like,
and
okay,
yeah, sure,
cool.
Sure, we'll give you the benefit of the doubt, but how does that factor
That's
into anything here?
Yeah, it was just like they were trying to make it out like I was the worst human being known to mankind.
Mm.
Like, I'm just like, and then my district manager at the time there, he came in one day, his face was all beet red because he had to come in and deal with it, and I was just like, look, I told him straight up, like, I can't help how, I told him exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I can't control what other people do.
No, God no.
But other than that, I did have the fire trucks come because I accidentally burned a bag of popcorn at work.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So there's a store next to us that had a little, like, it was like you can go get snacks and everything, like a bargain sale place.
Right.
And they had these little small bags of popcorn. Well, I just hit the popcorn button on the microwave, expecting it to stop. Well, no. Sooner or later, I'm up front helping customers, and I hear the fucking alarms going off, and the fire trucks come over. This isn't the first time I've accidentally had the fire trucks come to work, by the way.
Okay.
Um, and they come over and they're just like, fire? And my coworker's like, nope, just a burnt bag of popcorn. And they were so pissed. And then the other time I called, this will be the last one. The other time I accidentally had them come over, I was putting totes up on a skid right by where the fire alarm is, where you have to pull down. So I was trying to put some more onto the skid. Well, my great self accidentally knocked over a it was probably about my height, of totes. It just went, smacked it, broke the fire alarm, and then also turned on the fire alarm at the same time. I could not make this up. So I had and then of course, corporate calls, because they have like something where like, is there an actual fire? I'm like, no, what happened? This is what happened. I was putting boats up on skids. I don't know how I did this, but it just knocked over and pulled the fire alarm. I think it broke the whole thing, because they had me go back and forth trying to turn it off. But yeah, that was just from one job, by the way. Like, this was over the span of a couple years.
Yeah. Jesus.
So yeah.
Wow. I mean, here's the thing. Like, fire alarms, they have a fail-safe, right? So if something goes wrong, it'll go off, and that's a feature. That's not just like something that like it's malfunctioning. If something's wrong with the fire alarm, it'll go off, right?
Yeah.
So that makes sense. But Jesus.
Yeah, it's just like I always get shit for it now, because it's like, no, you pull the fire alarm, we're going home early. Like, I'm intentionally trying to make us just get in trouble. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to hear the story of when I was a repo man?
Yeah.
First of all, did I ever tell you I was a repo man?
I don't think you have. No.
Okay. So I applied for a job at this company. It was a furniture rental company. We'll call it Sleazy House. Sure. Anyway, I applied as just a person to work in the back, not a sales rep, but a person to work in the back, move furniture. Like, I had a job years before this where I was part of a moving company, and it was my job just to carry furniture, move furniture back and forth, and blah, blah, blah. So I figured, this is like right in my wheelhouse. No big deal. Help someone with a new purchase or a rental, which before this, I didn't realize you could rent furniture. You could rent a living room set. You can rent a bedroom set. You could rent mattresses. Like, this is a thing. So anyway, I didn't necessarily read the fine print, and half of the job was delivery and helping customers. The other half was repossession. I was a repo man, and towards the latter half of the shift, it would be my job to go out and collect pieces of furniture from would-be customers that are delinquent on their payments. And 9 times out of 10, no big deal. We'd like knock on the door and, hi, I'm here for a dinette set. Yeah, okay. And they would expect it, right? But there was that odd time where we would have a customer who was combative. Like, no, they felt entitled to whatever it is, and like they would bitch, whine, complain, moan, make it difficult, pretend they're not home. Anyway, so the repo part of this job you never did alone. So I worked with someone else, and I know his real name. And I'm not going to say his real name, but I will give you his nickname. His nickname was Chachi. And he fancied himself a warrior of sorts. He's like, I'm of native descent, but this guy was heavily of native descent. You look at him and go, Native American. He is into Inuit, right? Like, that's who Chachi was. And he wore that like full chest, like, this is who I am. I got the long hair, and I will fight anyone who looks at me cross-eyed, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, great, cool. So I get it. First day, I get introduced to Chachi, and I get a little bit of backstory that he's been with this company for about a year and a half now. And at one point in time, he was the only person who was on staff. And I said, oh? He goes, yeah, no, it was a bit of a situation where we had to let go some of the other staffers. They were, they were incompetent, and there was some shady dealings and blah, 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 blah. I went, oh, okay, cool. And this guy here was the only one on staff. He went, yeah, the store was all mine for like 3 months. It was fucking great. Okay. Immediately, like, red flag number one, I should have just turned around and said, I'm done. But whatever. I was like, I'm willing to stick this out. Red flag number two. After this initial situation, after this initial introduction, I'm talking with Chachi, just trying to figure out, like, how the day goes, what do we do, blah, blah, blah. He goes, no, sometimes it's like, you go up to repossess something and they just let us in, which is cool and all. But the real fun is when they fight back. I went, that's fun. He goes, yeah. Because, like, you gotta be forceful. You gotta figure out what to do. You gotta make your way into the house. I mean, like, breaking and entering. He goes, no, not like that. But, like, you gotta make your way into the house. I went, okay. Red flag number two. I still fucking trucked forward. Anyway. So I'm on the job. A couple of months into this and whatever, no big deal, blah, 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 blah. And there are times where it's just like, I'm here to repossess, or we are here to repossess this, that, and the other thing. And they go, yeah, come on in. And we just, move furniture. At one point in time, the saddest part of this entire situation was one time we show up. I don't have all the paperwork in front of me. Chachi does. And Chachi goes, we're here to repossess 2 bunk beds and a kid's bed. I went, it's all kids' furniture? And yeah, so we had to go in there and remove 2 bunk beds and a kid's single bed. There were 5 kids living in this house, and now they have no beds. Like, this job fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Anyway,
No.
But one thing I noticed over this time is that if anyone looked like they were going to look at Chachi the wrong way while we were driving in the company truck, he had long straight hair. He would pull his hair tie out, have his hair all flowing, and then be like belligerent and like charging with the truck and go to race this person with the fucking company truck. Like, this is wrong. Like, I know this is wrong. And so I try to call the district manager, the one who hired me to do this job. And I'm like, so just to let you know, like, this is what this guy's doing. Oh, whatever. And she's just like, no, well, it's in the company truck. Like, he's being a nuisance in traffic in the middle of the day. An aggressive driver in the company truck. It's like, oh, no, it's all fine. Like, you know what? The two of you should just go out and have a beer together. And like, that fucking ain't happening. But anyway, so a couple of months into this, I get really sick. But like you, like, I don't want it to stop me from working. So I'm really sick, but I go into work anyway. I have zero energy, but I'm doing the best that I can. And we have to deliver some furniture. And Chachi's like, you know what? This place is like real close to your home. Why don't you just like go home and like lay down for an hour? I'll deliver this by myself. I'm like, are you serious? He goes, yeah, it's not a big deal. No, you're sick. It's totally fine. All right, cool. So he drops me off at home. I pass out for like an hour. And then the doorbell rings and he's there. And I'm like, I didn't even get undressed. I just like, whatever, just lay down on the couch. I get out and head out the door. And I finish the rest of the day. Like that was like the first nice thing this guy's ever done. Anyway, so a couple of weeks later, for whatever reason, he's in a bad mood. And we have to deliver this furniture to a place of, fuck it, it's a whorehouse. Like it's a rub and tug parlor. It was the only legal one here in my town, and we have to deliver furniture to this place. And I'm like, whatever. Like, it doesn't bother me at all. But he's going through this entire delivery, which was like 5 pieces of furniture. He's going through this entire delivery like he's fucking dying. Like he's going to throw up. Like, I'm like, are you okay? He goes, no, it's fine. We'll just get through it. We'll get through it. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? And even the client is looking at me like, what the hell's wrong with him? I don't know. He must have stubbed his toe. Like, I don't know. So we finished the delivery and we get into the truck. And I look at him and go, what the hell's wrong? He goes, oh, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's like you were making weird noises throughout this entire ordeal, making this entire situation like weird and awkward. And I had to excuse you a couple of times to the client. He goes, it's a fucking whorehouse. I went, so? He goes, I can smell the semen. I said, you know what it smells like? Like it just came out of my mouth like that. He took offense, clearly. So I'm like, it's all in your head, dude. Like the only thing I smelt in there was like lavender and chamomile. Like, chill the hell out, you know? So anyway,
Yeah.
He doesn't say a damn thing. Not a damn thing. As we're driving back to the shop. And he parks the truck like aggressively, throws it into the park, and then he hops out of the vehicle and slams the door, and then he goes inside of the warehouse and slams the door, and I'm like right behind him, and I gotta open the door again, and so I'm like, what's wrong? He goes, that was uncalled for. I said, what was? He goes, making fun of me like that. You know, I don't know what semen smells like. I said, then what was with all the noises? And you just said that you could smell it when you were in there. And so he shoves me, and he's like, he accuses me of calling him some sort of derogatory term, whatever it was. But he shoves me, he full on shoves me, and he's a big dude, but like I'm okay, right? Like I can stand up for myself. And so anyway, he shoves me, and I kind of take it, and I go, the hell? And he just like, you want to fight? You want to fucking fight? I don't want to fight. And the moment I say fight, a little bit of spit, this is slow motion. A little bit of spit comes from my mouth, and flies straight across and hits him in the cheek. And he wipes his cheek. And he looks at it, and he looks at me, and he rears back. And so I rear back. And just as that's happening, the front store manager comes into the back, and he sees both of us just like ready to go. And she goes, what are you doing? And Chachi looks at her, looks at me, goes, he spit on me. and she goes, you what? I went, I'm not dealing with this right now. And so I walk out to the front of the store. Anyway, so that was my last day. That was my last day, because it was like, I told the manager what happened, and I said he was acting like this at the client's house, and I confronted him about it, and I said what was wrong, and he claimed that he could smell semen while we were on location, and that's why he felt like he was getting sick, and that's why he was acting like he was throwing up. And then he got annoyed because I said to him, you know what semen smells like? And I could see the look on my manager's face as she smiled just a little bit. But anyway, and then he got pissed off, and he drove the truck aggressively, and then he slammed the door in my face, and then he challenged me to a fight. And she goes, huh, okay. I'm going to go talk to him and see what he says. So whatever, fine. So I walk across the parking lot. It's a strip mall type thing, right? I walk across the parking lot, and I grab myself a coffee, and I come back. When I come back, the manager's already back outside. And she's got a bunch of papers in her hand. And I said, so? She goes, yeah, I don't think this job is for you. Here you go. and she fired me.
Wow.
I'm like, cool. I was
Like, oh,
I was fucking done with this place. Anyway, so you would think that would be the end of the story.
oh no.
Couple of years later, right? A couple of years later, I'm like, I wonder what happened to him. Just out of curiosity, right? So because I still work in radio, I was working at radio at this point in time too. Like it was pulling double duties. But anyway, I used what resources I had, and I just did a general search and whatever, and I looked up his full name and his nickname, Chachi, right? And I found him in a state penitentiary in New York City.
He's all the way in New York City.
Yeah.
What
So
the fuck? And in a penitentiary.
yeah. So
Oh gosh.
So I was like, what the fuck happened? And it turned out that in the years after I got fired from Sleazy House, he decided to work his way across Canada or whatever. And then he found himself in New York, and he got a job, surprise, surprise, as a repo man in New York. And he was found trying to physically break into someone's house, and they arrested him, and he was combative with the police. And then when he was out on bail, he sexually assaulted someone while trying to break into someone else's house, and then was arrested by the police again. This time was not eligible for bail. And apparently, this is the fun part, apparently while in court, proclaimed that because of his native heritage, he does not recognize the New York City courtroom. And so he should not be sentenced. Oh, yeah. Like, what a fucking gong show. So I got fired, and they kept him, and then all that shit happened.
Wow. It's just wow.
That was the one and only time it was a couple of months, but that was the one time I was a repo man. And to this day, I will ever just laugh at Chachi.
Yeah, he's probably sitting in like a straitjacket right now. Just like,
Oh yeah.
oh my god.
I wanted to bring up Reddit and a couple of fun stories off of Reddit and that people shared. So check this out. The topic of this Reddit is it's my first day at a new job. Let's hear your first day horror stories. Number one is turned up on my starting day. Had a short HR presentation with the other new starters. Boss was meant to collect me from the meeting and take me to the new office. After HR meeting, various bosses and various other new starters came in until it was just me and the HR person left. They phoned for the boss. No answer. 10 minutes later, someone turned up to get me. Not the boss. The boss was on holiday all week and nobody in the department was expecting me. No desk, no computer, nothing for a whole week. Nothing like starting a new job only to find out they weren't expecting you.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, you're here. Who are you?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know you.
Not always the worst thing. I got hired at a pretty well-paying, newly opened kitchen as the quote-unquote head chef and a de facto kitchen manager. I was the only chef. I was there for 7 months. Got a cracking EHO visit. I think I said it's a health inspector. And then the place shut down because they were spending more money on me than they were making. Great for a cover letter, though. Sure.
Yeah, I guess. The business closed down, and I was the main purpose.
Yeah.
They couldn't keep me.
First graduate job. Turned up, was told my job had been made redundant, gave me 2 months' wages, and waved me off. Sort of a horror, but also pretty sweet. Got another job a month later. First day, 10 minutes from the start, knocked off my motorbike by a careless driver. Had to call them from A&E, whatever the hell that is, to say I was going to be late. They asked how late I was going to be, and I said 6 weeks. They were about to plaster my leg. Fair play. They kept the job open, and I was the laughing stock at the time when I finally arrived. Ow.
Ouch.
Yeah, no kidding. Not quite the answer to your question, but I once turned up for a job interview a month early. So my advice is to make sure today is actually your first day.
Yeah. 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 That would be a good thing.
I remember my first day at a supermarket. During the introduction, they asked what clothes size we were for the uniform. I tried to be funny and said, I don't know. My mom buys all my clothes, which was followed by a deafening silence and then several years of my colleagues thinking my mom bought all my clothes. Story still wakes me up in the middle of the night some 20 years later. Oops. That's funny.
Well,
I've got plenty of horror story jobs, horror job stories, whatever. Like I said, like I've been working consistently ever since I was 14 years old, and I'm gonna be 46 at the end of this month. So, horror story jobs or bad days on the clock or something like that. Like you pick a category, and you pick a job, and chances are something happened. But that was my one and only time I was a repo man. And I'll be honest.
yeah.
Go ahead.
That's just like, yeah, that whole repo man thing sounds just awful.
Oh, it fucking sucks.
Just awful.
It's being a repo man is being worse than a salesman, honestly. And I was a door-to-door
I'm here to
vacuum
find your
salesman for an
shit.
entire summer. I sold vacuums.
Well,
Yeah.
well, at least that's better than taking their shit away. Like,
Yeah.
here, are you interested in this vacuum? No? Okay. I tried.
The other category I wanted to go over, and again, if anyone's watching live or watching this afterward, feel free to leave your story in the comment down below. The other story the topic I wanted to go over was I had to explain this to an adult. Sometimes things just don't click, right? Sometimes you're just like, oh, I didn't realize that. Sure. But I had to explain this to an adult is a fun and interesting topic because sometimes you learn something new. Like, for example, on the side of a toaster, those numbers, it's not a gauge. It's actually a timer.
The timer.
Yeah. So on the side of a toaster, the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4, that's 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute. It's not just like some random numbers to tell you like this is really burnt and this is kind of warm. I figured that out like 4 years ago.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought all the toasters had the same kind of frequency, I guess. No,
No, it's a timer.
I learned something new today.
Yeah.
Cool. I did not know that.
My favorite thing for I had to explain this to an adult was a couple of years ago. I was upset at someone, and they pissed me off. They made me upset. They made people that matter to me very upset, and so I sent them a message on Facebook, a private message, a direct message. But I wasn't the nicest. Like, I explained that I wasn't happy about what happened. I wasn't happy with how they conducted themselves. And, like, it was very, very, like, disgusting what they did. Right. And to be honest to you, like, if you're sitting there wondering, like, well, what was it? Like, to this day, I can't remember. But anyway, I wrote this Facebook message. And there was no threats in it, but I was absolutely like upset, right? So anyway, it was a couple of days after this happened. Sorry?
It like cut you off for a second, so you just like completely froze. You're good now.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So a couple of days later, I'm at this family event, like family and friends or whatever, And the mother of this person that I promptly put on both boots and jumped down her throat, the mother of this person comes up to me. And and I have no problems with her. And she goes, I'm really, really upset with you. I said, why? Well, what you said to so-and-so, her son. Okay, but that was between me and him. Well, I read it on Facebook. How? What do you mean how? It was on Facebook. My son showed me. Okay. Because you really embarrassed him in front of everyone. I went, no, I didn't. She goes, well, it was on Facebook. I went, okay. I don't understand.
I can already tell where this is going.
Yeah. Again, let me reiterate. This was a direct message between one person to the other person. It wasn't gossip. It was just get your shit together and don't do that thing again. Right. But his mother was just like just irate with me because how dare I embarrass her son on Facebook? I was like, but it was a direct message. So what? It's on Facebook. Everyone can see that. No, not everyone can see that. Well, he showed me. It was on Facebook. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Allow me to explain this. Just give me a sec. She goes, okay, fine. I said, if I write you a note, and that note says anything, and you put that note into your purse, and then you walk into a bank, does everyone in that bank know what that note says? She goes, well, what's on the note? I said, that doesn't matter. Does everyone in that bank know what that note says because it was in your purse and you walked into a bank? Does everyone in that bank know what that note says? She goes, no. What does that matter? I said, how would everyone in that bank know what that note says? How would that be possible? Well, I'd have to show that. Oh, so not everyone on Facebook. It's like I could see the gears just starting to click, right?
The gears started.
Yeah. But she's still like very upset. I said, this was a private message between myself and your son, and that was it. The only reason you know that message exists is because he showed you. And she's still very mad, right? But it's like the logic is starting to kick in. Just because it's on Facebook doesn't mean everyone sees it. Anyway, that's my favorite scenario of I had to explain this to an adult.
Oh man, that was I like how the gears turned after a while. That was great.
Anyway, what about you?
So this was back when I was a teenager. It's not one of my proudest moments.
Okay.
Okay, so we were playing. I was at my aunt's. I think we were at like a campground or something, because they used to have like an RV and everything like that. So we're out with our friends, and they're playing Cards Against Humanity. And one of my cards said something about a bukkake.
Oh my God.
So I played the card.
Yeah.
It was I think it was the card of a pixelated bukkake.
Okay.
So I had to explain. And my aunt said it. She goes, "What is this?" And like I'm like 16 or so at the time.
Yeah.
So she's probably in her like late 30s around this. Didn't know.
Yeah.
So then I had to explain to her, like, oh, so this is where a bunch of people get together.
When one person loves multiple other people.
Yeah. And you just see her face, it just jaw drops. Her husband starts bursting out laughing. Everyone else, and I'm just sitting there like, how do you know that? And I'm like,
I'm a teenager in a digital world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good Lord.
So yeah, that was interesting to say the least.
Wow. Just wow.
Yeah. So
Uh, I picked up some more examples of stuff from. I had to explain this to an adult, and some of these are a little bit wild. In regards to the North and South poles, neither is the one that is always hot. Apparently, someone had to explain that to an adult. Why a room below sea level on a cruise ship would not have a balcony. Yeah.
yeah, that's a good idea. Not to have a balcony
yeah.
with that.
Like a screen door in a battleship. Let's see here. How or turn off high beams for cars traveling in the opposite direction. Yeah, I can understand you have to explain that sometimes. There are plenty of people actually where I live who drive in the middle of city at nighttime with high beams on.
Yeah. I had to explain to an old woman at work what the emergency brake was.
Oh my God.
It was a sweet old lady, but she's like, she took me outside to the car,
Yeah.
and I was looking. She's like, she had one of those emergency brakes that's like a handle.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Where you push the button.
Yep,
up,
yeah,
down. And she goes, "What's this on my screen? I've been driving around like this for a while."
No.
And I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "Ma'am, that's your emergency brake." She goes, "Oh dear."
I was wondering why it responded so quickly when I stopped.
Yeah. So I reached over and I turned the emergency brake off for her.
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, you're probably gonna need some new brakes soon."
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
I had to explain to a friend that the Earth wasn't 219 years old. 2019 years old. Sorry. There are more bones. There are more than 6 bones in the human body. She thought it was head, back, arms, and legs. Yeah, backbone's just one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just all one thing.
Yeah. I had to explain to my wife that pickles were made out of cucumbers. Wow.
Oh God.
That Halloween has never and will never. Halloween has never and will never fall on Friday the 13th. That was my mom. How?
Yeah. How would it be? That doesn't make any sense. It's always the 31st.
It doesn't. Yeah.
What are we doing? Like we're gonna have Halloween a little bit early. It's okay.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I had a teacher saying that dinosaur was the biggest mammal that ever existed. Dinosaur.
Dinosaur. Oh God.
Let's see here. Don't bring your dog to work and let her pee poop on the carpet. Tiny poop and the puddles are not okay just because they're tiny. She weighs 4 pounds. He said she's so little it doesn't matter. He said he never even noticed at home. And
What?
if I had a dog, I feel differently. I have a dog. I still don't want urine and feces on my carpet at home or at work. Good Lord. My friend worked at Office Depot and had to explain to a customer why he couldn't make him photocopies of a $20 bill. No.
Yeah. I wonder why. No, sir, we can't do that.
Yeah. Holy crap. Had to explain to a schoolmate of mine that Canada is a part of North America.
That was fine.
Yes, shut up. As a server, there are so many times I had to explain to guests that chickens cannot be cooked medium rare.
Ew.
Yeah.
You trying to do die?
I don't. Some people. I mean, fuck.
I want my chicken raw, please.
Yeah. Just lightly seasoned. That's it. It ran through a warm room. Thank you.
Yeah. Actually, just bring it out like how it looks. It's fine.
Jesus. That power tools needed to be turned on in order to work.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure. You can't iron. You shouldn't iron your clothes while you're wearing them. One guess as to how this came up. Oh boy.
What an idiot.
Yeah.
What an idiot.
Oh, New Mexico is a state. You have no idea how many number of times people told me that they believed it was actually just a part of Mexico.
This is the new part of
Yeah,
Mexico.
exactly.
New Mexico.
That seahorses are not made up creatures from Disney. This was my high school math teacher. Oh, good
Oh
Lord.
God.
Yeah, I know.
How are you? And you're a high school teacher? For shame.
Yeah. Oh, here's a good one, and I've seen videos on this, and it makes me wonder if that people are faking it or if people are really this naive. That when you travel 60 miles per hour, you will cover 60 miles in an hour. I know the
I
math.
have no comment for that.
Yeah. I know math is scary. Alicia says hi. She's been listening for a bit.
Hi.
Hi. Oh no. No. Oh wait. This is actually something that I remember someone on a different podcast admitted, but they weren't this old. I had to explain to a 40-year-old woman that the clitoris and the pee hole are different. My head hurts. My fucking head hurts. Oh, I had to politely, and I do mean politely, a woman I dated years ago, I had to politely explain to her that her nether regions do need to be cleaned, and it is not self-cleaning like an oven.
What? What?
No joke. Just no.
Oh.
I'm not kidding. Yeah, she honestly thought that her private area, her vajayjay, was self-cleaning, and she didn't need to clean or rinse or anything like that. And that's something that apparently she picked up from school. And I had to say, no. Like you do need to clean, not necessarily like the rest of your body, but no, it's not an easy bake oven. It doesn't just self clean every single time. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No.
That's
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What else could you say to that?
Yeah.
You can't.
I was explaining to my ex-girlfriend's brother that I will be traveling to Hawaii. He asked, "Can you drive, or do you have to take a plane to get there?" He's 35 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think we're just gonna take a drive through the water.
Just roll down the
No
window.
boat.
Just like having
Just roll down
a
the
below
window.
sea level balcony room on a cruise ship. Jesus.
Yeah. Really want to get close with those sharks.
I know
wanna
Alicia
feel
is,
the
I know
sharks.
Alicia is still watching and listening right now. Here's one for you. Alcohol has calories. I had to tell this to one of my friends in her mid-20s that the vodka that she loves has calories. She was so shocked. She said, "What? I thought since it was clear like water, it didn't have any calories."
Oh my God. I mean, I'm not the brightest crayon in the box,
No.
but like,
Alicia,
yeah, I wouldn't think that.
no, Alicia's in the chat singing "Under the Sea."
Under the sea.
Under the sea.
Baby.
Oh boy. I had to explain to my female friend of mine that she doesn't have to take out her tampon to pee because it's two completely different holes. I got a headache. This headache is not getting any better.
I know. You'll see me later just banging my head against the wall like.
And yeah, we shouldn't pick on women, and I'm not meaning to pick on women, but it's just coming up in that Reddit feed. But there is a YouTuber and a podcast host who shall go nameless, but he admitted during one of his podcast episodes that up until he was face to face with a naked woman's body, he honestly thought that the vagina and the pee hole were in two different locations.
Well, I guess if you've like never seen anything of a woman, I mean, how can you really be claiming?
But
If you haven't researched it or done anything like that, I mean,
yeah, he admitted he honestly admitted that he was staring a naked woman, like looking at her physically, looking for where the orifice was where she urinated. What? Just
you see him like,
yeah.
where does that go? Where does it come out of?
Exactly.
I have to know.
So yeah, no, men are equally dumb.
Yeah,
Just like the
I've had
numbers
my
on the
dumb
side of a toaster, men are equally dumb in specific scenarios. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. I think we should wrap this up here. But this was fun.
It was.
Yeah. So, again, thank you to James for being a part of this. It was a blast to do. And you can check him out on social media. James, where can they find you? Where can they find you?
At the Carberry 80 is my channel.
Yep.
And then my cousin Mark and I's channel, which is on this episode of Castberry TV.
Mm.
You can find us there as well. But yeah, mostly it's at the Carberry 80.
Awesome.
So.
And I'm JD the Media Jack. And I got some good news. If you made it to the end of this episode, you should know that we're getting closer and closer to 1,000 on this channel, the YouTube channel of the Media Jack. And once we hit 1,000, I will set a date for the PlayStation 5 giveaway. And so it's getting closer, absolutely getting closer. As of this morning, 976.
That's only 24 more.
That's only 24 more. Absolutely. If we were traveling 24 miles an hour, we would travel 24 miles in an hour.
An hour, yeah. Exactly.
All right, James. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, no problem.
And this